Hello, I am Charlie Camo, and I would like to talk to you today about my candidacy for the position of the Board of Assessors. I have been a proud member of our community for many years, both in business and in my home on Seaver Avenue, where I live with my wife, Arlene. I have 3 grown children, all Kingston residents, Jessica, Ashley, and my son, Charles Jr. I also have 4 young grandchildren who all call me Papa and bring much happiness to my family. I am an active member of my church, and I've served as a member of the Knights of Columbus for over 35 years. I was born in Canada and moved here as a young boy. My first task was to learn English. I made my way through the public school system and earned a degree at Paul Smith's College. I am an active member of our Lions Club and our Yacht Club. I am also a member of the Kingston Business Association. This organization serves to benefit many youth groups in our community. Serving on our Community Preservation Committee, the Open Space Committee, and the Waterfront Committee has been interesting and rewarding also. I mention these services because I believe that each has given me experience, which will be an asset to the Board of Assessors. I would also point out that for 16 years, I've held a real estate appraiser's license. My service in these areas have earned me a good reputation for fairness. I am a considerate person and will look thoroughly at any application that comes before me as a member of our Board of Assessors. I want to be part of the Assessors team because I'm qualified, I care, and I want to serve the town of Kingston. These are the reasons I am asking for your vote as a member of the Board of Assessors. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Daniel Harlow, and I'm seeking your vote to be elected to the Town of Kingston Board of Assessors. Some of you may know me from the Vote No in the Library campaign, which stemmed out of the concerns for Kingston residents who, with our ever-increasing town spending, could not burden the even larger increase as a result of a new library being built. However, for those of you who do not know me, allow me to give you a brief background about me, my education, and my work experience. Although I was born elsewhere due to my father's work travel, I've lived in Kingston my whole life. For my most recent collegiate education, I was awarded a presidential academic scholarship to the George Washington University, where I ultimately graduated summa cum laude with a dual concentration in entrepreneurship and sport, event, and hospitality management. During my studies, I was recognized consistently on the Dean's List, invited to become a member of Beta Gamma Sigma Business Honor Society, Phi Eta Sigma Honor Society, the Golden Key International Honor Society, and the National Society of Collegiate Scholars. Subsequently, I was invited to partake in an academic program at Georgetown University and have worked and continue to work in various fields. This stringent educational and work background will greatly aid my being able to learn and absorb the assessor's training course required of any Board of Assessor member. That being said, why should you vote for me? Well, the answer is that something needs to change. I'm tired of talking with residents who ask the assessing office questions and 2 different people asking the same question get 2 different answers. That, for one, is troubling to me and unacceptable. More so, and more importantly, I'm tired of finding the inconsistencies on neighbors' property cards, very clear inconsistencies and discrepancies that shouldn't be occurring. My interests lie with we the people. I believe my position as a government official, if elected, is to facilitate the people's freedoms, including the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, as well as the people's right to be treated fairly and equitably by the government officials who have been elected or appointed to facilitate the people's freedom, and all government officials should be held accountable to doing so. I will not tolerate partiality and subjectivity, which ironically already exists, from spreading outward and becoming even more systemic. I will not tolerate any incorrect assessments, including those done to the exterior part of the property to force an interior inspection, something our current board has admitted to doing. Ultimately, I wish to aid in the education of the public on how their assessments are done. Many people I talk to, and at absolutely no fault of their own, admittedly have no clue how to read and understand their property cards. This is not a failure of the citizens, but rather a failure of the government entity that was created to fairly and equitably treat properties in this town. and not just the current department, past departments as well. So one of my goals, which as a citizen I have been trying to push the assessing office to do for the past 4 years after the prior assessor was indicted for allegedly manipulating his own property value, is to create a very simple breakdown of how your property card reads and how the various segments of the card ultimately factor into your value. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to your vote come April 28th to elect me, Daniel Harlow, to the Kingston Board of Assessors.